just work out those knots there, Bobbis.
Shame,
there we go. Oh, do you see his new collar?
Looks beautiful.
Those are nice colours, boy. Eh, Bobbis?
So you heard what Katlego said. We're talking about small living spaces. Ultimately, you know, a lot of us dream of having huge space and big rooms.
Olympic-sized swimming pool,
you know what I'm
in
saying?
our bedroom.
Yeah, but unfortunately, that's not the reality, especially when it comes to urban living, because we have small spaces.
Yeah.
But it's how you actually use colour effectively to actually open up those spaces.
And Paul recently got a masterclass into how to turn a very small living space into your own kingdom. Let's take a look what she did with Dulux.
It's been said that home is where the heart is, whether it's a big, spacious home or a petite apartment. Although the idea of a big dream house is oftentimes far removed from our reality, the good news is that even small spaces can be just as breathtaking if well designed. Architect Paulo Esteves is going to show us exactly how that can be done.
Paulo's 170 square meter Auckland Park apartment is cleverly designed for urban living. It's a small space with big style.
Oh, wow. You know, Paulo, the first thing a person notices when they step into your space is its openness. How did you go about designing this beautiful apartment?
When I first got this apartment, I bought it as an empty shell. The restrictions were that I only had light sources from the front and from the back, so it was important for me to create a space and a layout that had a central open area that maximized the use of light from both sides. You want to see some more?
Of course, it looks stunning.
Paul, what I've done here is that even the walls have been made to incorporate storage and display space.
A clever way to stack in style. Minimalist concrete shelves have a subtle industrial feel. It's versatile and easy to match with other colors and textures in a small space.
Your flat has a very refined masculine feel to it with the use of concrete and the strong lines. Can you elaborate a little bit more on the decor?
This building used to be originally a warehouse, and it was converted into loft apartments. So there were elements in the shell that I definitely wanted to retain. For example, the concrete columns and the beams, the cracks. I wanted to preserve all of that. Also, with regards to the furnishing of the apartment, I've kept it to a little bit of a minimalist tone. So visual interest is kept to the side walls and the center space is kept quite sparse, and been able to bring in the masculine element through that.
And another striking feature of the room is that beautiful grand piano that sort of pulls one's attention to this side of the room. Tell me, what made you decide to put the piano in this particular part of the space?
Well, music is a big part of my life. I have a lot of passion for it. I spend a lot of time playing this piano. So it was important for me that it occupied a prime position within my living area.
When it comes to color, the general rule is still that lighter colors expand a space. Dulux Colour Expert Sonica Bucksteg recommends using luxurious silk on the interior walls.
Hi Sonica, you know, I noticed there's quite a wonderful play on neutrals in this space, of course with a hint of color from the artwork. Are neutrals something you'd recommend our viewers to use in a small space?
Well, neutrals are definitely the easiest way to go, as most neutrals from our range, especially the calm range within the Dulux color language, as these colors have got a lot of muted grey undertones that cause the walls to recede. The walls don't feel like they are coming in onto you, rather it feels like they're moving away.
Paulo's used a lot of natural colors on the walls. How would you bring life to a clean palette?
I would introduce subtle accents the way he has done with his artwork. He's got just little bits of accent colors which brings it to life.
Smaller spaces call for careful planning from the outset, but the results are worth it. Mpo felt right at home.
How important is the relationship between color and architecture? And is it something that you incorporate at the beginning of the design process or only afterwards?
Paul, it's something that I regard quite important, the relationship between color and design. Color is something that helps explain to the user the way that the design is being put together. One can use color to subtly articulate different zones within a design and within spaces. And also you can use it to establish a hierarchy in the way that you use accent colors to denote importance to specific elements within spaces.
I agree with Paulo. Color doesn't also just serve as an aesthetic function. A color also has an effect on our emotions. And as an architect, it's very important to take all the different uses of the space into account to create a space where people can thrive and where they feel comfortable.
It seems like quite a lot of thinking and detail goes into decorating small spaces. Thank you both for your insight.
Architecture doesn't have to be grandiose to steal your heart. Tackle the challenges of a smaller space by choosing neutral colors from Dulux's calm range and introduce subtle color accents through your favorite artwork. Sonica shares another tip on how to make art pop.
The art pieces on the walls stand out quite beautifully. What tip do you have of how one can use the color of the walls to complement the art?
Color can be an excellent way to make your artwork pop or stand out. The first thing you could do is, if you've got light pieces, you can use a very dark background, and that makes it stand out more, the way Paulo has done there with that white art piece. Or the other thing that you could do is you could use the undertones of an art piece and take color from there to complement it. Like this piece here has got more muted yellow undertones, so you can use it behind it to complement it as well. And that's how easy it is.
Adding color to your morning with Espresso and Dulux.